Hi, everybody. Balkan Eye 22. Yeah, I shaved. People are going to be like, why did you shave? What? Before I get into this fairy tale chapter, I'll explain something of why I shaved. And this probably is going to go away. I'm not going to keep this, depending on if it gets thicker or what have you. The reason why was I was trying to do, Bach, Yuha Bach? I was trying to do his beard, but I realized that I wasn't working out. So I figured, just give her the whole thing. It's probably the only, I'll probably get rid of this after this video. So, yeah. So deal with it for this video. Later on, I'll get rid of it. Like I said, Fairy Tale, chapter 306. This one, Gray versus Rufus. Now, I'm a little on this. I'm a little shaky on this chapter because it was very, it was all about Rufus and Gray. And in the beginning of the chapter, we see, 0% possibility of survival. Title page, you got Natsu in it again, and the Help House. And we got Rufus, actually Gray. And, he's saying Rufus and Sabretooth. And Mavis is there, and she's just briefly stating that, it isn't telling Makarov that, it wasn't really like a flashback when they were in their meeting, their strategy meeting. And I'm like, come on. Really? Really? Strategy meeting? Come on. By the way, and Gray was saying that I'm going to defeat Rufus, I'm going to fight Rufus, and protesting that. And she was saying that her calculations said that it wasn't wise for him, not wise for him to go up against Rufus. But he's basically saying, I don't care about it. We'll save Lucy and pay them back for what they've done to us. Please let me fight. It's maybe fairy tale. And then she's like saying, sometimes emotion can overcome calculations. Please show me the power of your emotions. Now, I already took I took a look at King of Lightning's review, and he was pretty much saying the same thing that I was thinking, to an extent. Rufus, as we know from this tournament, does something called memory make magic. And you ask yourself, what does that mean? Well, in a nutshell, memory make magic allows you to copy something you've seen and use it as your own. Now, beginning of the fight, we have, he uses Freeze Lancer, Eyes make Freeze Lancer, Gray, and, he uses that, and obviously Rufus gets out of the way, and he memorizes it, and he does Ice Impact, I believe. Saying that I memorize all the magic I've seen. Of you are ice magic, and memory of Orga is lightning magic. I remember. So he's stating that he can use not only Gray's magic, he can use Orga's magic, and he does Freezing Sword of Black Lightning. And he attacks Gray with it, and it overwhelms him. Now, then he does Fang Pillars of Turbulence, and then, Gray brings up a shield, and not only that, during this fight, he brings up the shield, Rufus takes away. He says, He goes, forgotten. He's able to nullify something he's seen. So when Gray brought up that ice shield, he nullified it by saying forgotten. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. And as we go forward with the fight, you know, he does those turbulence things, and we see everyone's concerned about Gray. Mavis is looking at him, and then he's saying, "This battle is a song from me to you, your requiem, carve it into your memories, that you cannot defeat me." And then Gray's saying, "Well, I wonder," and he strips, and obviously, well, he stripped off. And he's saying that he's never lost to the same opponent twice, and he brings out Ice Make Unlimited, Gray. And he basically brings out a bunch of swords. Ice makes swords, a bunch of them, just like unlimited supply of swords. You know, this reminds me of actually a little thing with Fate Stay Night. Because the way he did it, it was almost as if he had an unlimited blade works, in a way. So he had Ice Make Unlimited, an unlimited supply of Ice Make at the same time. So he brings out with remarkable speed, and Rufus obviously finally saying that he can't keep up with memorizing all of them. And he can't keep up. And that's when he brings out a one-sided chaotic dance, I think. Not Rufus, Gray. And then he brings out fire. He's using he does memory make fire, and he says act of the burning earth. And after he brings it out, Gray says, "I've memorized stronger flames and stuff," and he brings them down, and he does Icebringer, and that's it. Brings it out, and it says, "The power of emotion strengthens magic. That is Fairy Tail. It's Gray. Fairy Tail's victory. Rufus has been eliminated." And then it says in the bottom part, chapter 307, The Legion of Hungry Wolves. And that's how the chapter ends. Now, here's the problem. I'm going to give this a 4. I'm going to give this, you know what? I want to give this a 4. But the problem is that I'm split right now. Half of me want to say, okay, it was good. It was okay. It was pretty good. I'm just going to say it was good. Fight was good. With one problem. Rufus. Gray, I liked Gray. I liked Gray in this chapter. The whole emotions thing, I put it to the side. I believe I never saw it. But Gray bringing out that Ice Make Unlimited, that was pretty good. I like that. That was... The problem is Rufus. If Rufus can make and can make people forget, like he can forget a magic and make it disappear, and he can memory make any type of magic that he's seen, then why didn't he do Jura? Or he did Orga, that was good. But what about Jura? What about, I don't know, Natsu? Well, he actually kind of did Natsu, but it wasn't as strong as it could have been. But, like, he could have done Dragon Force. You know, do a lot of things. All he does is ice, lightning, black lightning, and ice. Hell, he could have brought in Sherry's wind, God Slayer wind magic. Sky magic. God Slayer sky magic. So why didn't he bring out that? There's so many different abilities he could have brought out. Magics. But he didn't. And that's the problem I'm having with this chapter. It's Rufus. This guy is supposed to be one of the top 5 Sabretooth wizards. Mages. Of Sabretooth. And, like, what are you doing, man? I mean, like, come on. He didn't bring a lot of stuff. He could have, setting emotions aside. Oh, what emotions? You know, we go into that 5th realm, 5th dimension of things. I'm not taking anything away from Gray. I'm going to state that right now. Gray did pretty damn good in this chapter. I'm going to say it was a good fight. This was a good fight. The only problem I have is with Rufus. Now, this was a good chapter. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. It was good. You'll be thankful I'm saying it's good. The reason why I'm not giving this a 4, pretty simple. Rufus. If Rufus had given Gray a little bit more of a difficult time, bringing out a lot more magic that he's memorized, I probably would have given it a 4. Or 4.5. Well, he didn't. He just brought out, okay, he combined Gray's ice magic with Orga's black lightning. But he could have done, he didn't do any, he should have spread the gamut. As far as the magic he could have used. If he's memorized magic, couldn't have been said that he memorized all the magic thus far in the games. That's my problem. That's my so and so forth beef with this chapter. But nevertheless, it was a good fight. I like what I saw. Next week's chapter, I'm wondering what that means. It says the Legion of Hungry Wolves. I think that has to do with Natsu in the game. Natsu, Lucy, and Mira Jane, and Wendy. And Kino. I think that has to do with them for next week. Now, should let everyone know. I'm accepting this fight. It's saying it's good. But the next fight we see, if it's Orga against Loxus, or if it's Urza against Kaga, whatever it is, it's got to be better than this one. That's the way I look at it. That's what I really think about. It has to be better than this one. Because this one was good, but it needs to be better. Hero has got to make it better next week. No, I'm not saying next week. I'm saying the next fight. As it looks like next week's chapter is not going to be a fight. It's more going to be about Natsu and the gang and seeing how they're going to get out of this fix that they're in. That Hell Palace. So yeah. But this was a good fight. I liked how it was. It's just Rufus. Come on, man. What's he doing? You know? Come on. Tell me what you guys think. Comments below. Gray was good. It's just, it could have been a lot more better with Rufus and everything. So yeah. He could have given Gray a whole lot more difficult time during this fight. So yeah. This has been Bon922. I'll see you guys later. Tonight is the live stream for Bleach. I'm thinking 10:30 p.m. 10:30 p.m., be there or be square. So there. And that's all I got for you guys. You'll see what happens next week. Legion of the Hungry Wolves. I'm definitely stating that is probably has to do with Natsu in the game. So yeah. So from Bankadan 2, I will catch you guys later. This will come off.